Hello, darlings, and welcome back to my channel. It's about that time again for another episode of Scent Talk where I discuss my weekly fragrances, how they performed, and overall if I'm going to keep them in my collection, as well as going over samples. So in today's episode of Scent Talk, we are going to go over the sample, the newest release from Belle, and it is Soleil Cristal. So if you're ready to get into this new episode of Scent Talk, just stay tuned. Okay, you guys, so here we are back again. And as promised, I'm bringing it back. I have some things in store and in mind that I am working on behind the scenes. I'm working. So we can get this Scent Talk popping. But today, we're going to discuss Soleil Cristal from Belle, the latest flanker. And we're also going to discuss the fragrances that I wore for the week. Now, these fragrances that I wore for the week were in due part to this sample because I wanted to actually compare similar notes and perfumes that's similar to this to see if I actually want to pick up a bottle or if I am satisfied with what I already have. So since I already have this sample out, why not start with Soleil Cristal? So you guys, I actually picked up this sample when I purchased the Chanel perfume that I did the review on, Chanel Coco Mademoiselle Le Privé. That is when I actually got the sample. Now, when I purchased that Chanel, I had this one right alongside it. I sampled it right there in the store and I said, oh yes, that coconut note and the La Vie Belle I really liked on the top. But I said to myself, Rhonda, you need to pump your brake, get the Chanel. And if you really like the Soleil Cristal, then I can pick it up. So I decided not to buy this. Let me go ahead and spray this Soleil Cristal. At first sniff, this is gorgeous. You get this juicy citrus, a beachy coconut, sun crystallized sand. You really get this beachy vibe. Yes, at this point, La Vie Belle can't do no wrong. They hit the nail on the head with capturing the moment or the feeling of being on the beach. This is gorgeous, you guys. And this is what I got when I first smelled it. I was ecstatic. I was like, yes, ma'am. I knew I was going to go back and buy it next time I went to Macy's. I said to myself, self, now you know you're gonna have to go back and you're gonna have to get that Soleil Cristal. So I was so excited. So that next day, you guys, I actually sprayed Soleil Cristal on my hand. I didn't spray it on my body, so I wanted to test it on my hand first. So I sprayed it on my hand and I still got that juicy citrus, that beachy coconut, that crystallized sand scent. That's what I got again at the first whiff. Then about 2 hours later, La Vie Belle has a lot of patchouli in it, and this is the same. It has a lot of patchouli. And you guys, it's dried down to this old, dusty, woody patchouli. I said, what the, how can this fragrance do, how was this possible that this smells so good in the beginning that it would turn down to that? With that being said, I would not be purchasing a bottle of Soleil Cristal. Beautiful opening, beautiful middle. But when you hit the base, no ma'am. Not to stop you from purchasing Soleil Cristal or giving it a bad review. I'm just going to say it's not my cup of tea. I don't like that old dirty, dusty smelling patchouli, and that's what I get. Now, the original La Vie Belle kind of does that, but that's after like hours of wear. I'm talking 6 to 8 hours. You kind of get that same kind of vibe from the original. That's what kind of stopped me from wearing the original. Right now, I haven't not touched the original La Vie Belle in well over a year, maybe a year and a half, something like that. It's been that long because I'm also discovering other perfumes. There are 3 flankers in the La Vie Belle line that I love, you guys. I mean, love, like seriously. But the Soleil Cristal, no ma'am. On to the next one. So this next one I wore, being that I wanted to compare Soleil Cristal to other coconut perfumes that I have in my collection. Let's get on to the next one. And this next one I wore is my La Nuit Trésor Nude. Yes, this has coconut. And you guys, this perfume is gorgeous. Now, when I first got this, I really liked it. But once I wore it, I don't know, I kind of got like a Play-Doh-y type of scent out of it. And I got to spray it because this is a little bit weak. It's a little weak, but it ain't like the original. So I usually have to spray a lot. I can actually see me going through this bottle quickly because I've been spraying the mess out of that. But you guys, this coconut in this perfume compared to the Soleil Cristal, this one is a lot sweeter. okay? The coconut in this Soleil Cristal was more beachy, sandy vibe. This coconut is a lot more sweeter. It's really lactonic and a little powdery, so that's why I really, really love this. I have to go in and spray heavy. So when I wore this, I sprayed 10, you guys. I was not messing around. I sprayed 10 sprays of this. Everyone that smelled me was like, that smells amazing. And they ain't never lied, because this La Nuit Treasure Nude is a beautiful take on coconut. A lot of houses are releasing fragrances that has the note of coconut, and everybody can't do a good coconut. Lancome did a beautiful job with the coconut in this nude version. I love the original La Nuit. I also love La Nuit Musk Diamant. Love that one as well. Now, I had Alafali, but I ended up selling that one because that rose was a little bit too smoky for me. A little bit too smoky. But this La Nuit Nude is absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful take on coconut. 10 sprays. Oh, 8 hours. I was able to get 8 hours. And I also sprayed it on my clothes. I did like 5, 6 on my body. Then I just hit the outside of my clothes because I wanted to smell like this all day. So that's why I went heavy. But again, this one is a La Nuit Treasure Nude. Okay, so moving right along, this next one does not have the coconut note, but it's highly comparable to Soleil Cristal, and I will have to absolutely agree. It is very similar, but it does not have a coconut note. It's similar with that beachy sandy vibe, and it is from the house of Paco Rabanne, and it is Olympia Aqua. You guys, you get that salty sea sand scent, honey. Look, listen. The original Olympia is more the vanilla salt, like a vanilla salt citrus scent. You still get that salt and that citrus, but nowhere near as much as vanilla. So let's kind of like take out the vanilla in the original, and that's where you get the Olympia Aqua. Now, there are 2 versions of Olympia Aqua. You have Olympia Aqua Eau de Parfum, and you also have Olympia Aqua Eau de Toilette. I have the Eau de Toilette version. I do not know what the Eau de Parfum version smells like. I only know what the Eau de Toilette, because this is what I have in my collection, and it is drop dead gorgeous. This dries down to a musky skin scent. It almost kind of reminds me of my Issey Miyake Eau d'Issy Pure Nectar Eau de Parfum. The dry down with the ambergris is so skin-like, so sensual, so beautiful. This is what that dries down to. And if I'm not mistaken, this has ambergris in it. I'm almost 100% positive. I do not have the notes in front of me, honey. I don't even need the notes right now because I know what I smell, okay? And it captures that beautiful note of ambergris. That beachy, salty sand scent. These two are similar. No coconut in this one, but you still get that beachy, salty scent that I absolutely love. So that was the main reason why I'm not going to get this. And I really don't like that patchouli in this. The patchouli in this turns kind of nasty. My opinion, but it turns kind of nasty. But with this Olympia Aqua Eau de Toilette, it's gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful scent. And if you have not tried Olympia Aqua Eau de Toilette, I would highly recommend that you try this. And you guys, I do not wear this often. I only wear this in warmer weather. And here where I am in Ohio, it's cold 9 out of 12 months of the year. We may get lucky and get 4 months of like really good warm weather, but the rest of it's cold. So that I do not pick this up a lot. Now, have I tried it in the winter? No, I have not, because this will be a little bit too weak. I wouldn't be able to smell it. But spring and summer, honey, it's on and popping. When I spray this, you guys, I usually spray about 8 sprays of this, okay? When I do wear it. Sometimes I did 6, but it kind of faded too soon. So 8 is perfect for me. That is what I get from this Olympia Aqua. And this one I wore. It was beautiful. So check it out if you have not done so already. Now on to the next one. Okay, last but not least, let's get into this other coconut scent that I have. And this one also that I wore is from the house of Tom Ford. And this one is a Soleil Blanc. But this is the Eau de Soleil Blanc. This is the Eau de Toilette version. I have not smelled or tried the Eau de Parfum version as of yet. I have not. I heard good things about it, so I'm tempted to try it. But right now, we're going to go over and talk about this Soleil Blanc Eau de Toilette because this is a coconut perfume. When I sampled this at Dillard's, I really wasn't expecting anything good, to be honest. I Wasn't expecting it to be a good experience because when I smell some Tom Ford fragrances, honey, they immediately turn me off. I ended up purchasing me a sample of this because I wanted to give it a fair shake because on paper it was a no ma'am. So this time once I received it, I actually sprayed it on my skin, and I sprayed it on a small little squirt on my skin before I went to bed so I can really get the full gist of it. And for the first, I would say 20 minutes, it had that really, really strong citrusy aldehydic type of scent that I really don't care for. So I allowed it to develop. Then after about a half an hour, it changed. I got this creamy emollient, like this lotion, like a creamy tuberose lotion is what I got. Still salty, and the coconut finally appeared, you guys. This turned beautiful. I couldn't believe it. So after a half an hour, it turned almost to a whole different scent. The next morning, I commenced to smell in my hand. I didn't even have to get my wrist all the way to my nose and I could smell it. It smelled creamy. It smelled like a creamy coconut tuberose. The scent was still there. This is beautiful, and it lasts. This lasts for quite a while. I don't know if this has amber, but the base turns really warm, like a creamy warm tuberose coconut. Tom Ford nailed this perfume, and I absolutely love this. Now, at first, I would have said no, but I allowed this to develop on my skin, and I love it. And when I wore it this past week, I got the same scents, and I asked my husband what he smelled when I sprayed this. He said coconut. His nose is getting really, really good too. I may even also update his collection because he has a lot more fragrances, and he's leaning more onto expensive niche type of fragrances. Some of them are still designer. His palette is also developing, so he's getting some really good fragrances as well. But back to this Eau de Soleil Blanc. You guys, I am so intrigued to try the Eau de Parfum version, but there aren't any stores where I live that's like high end. I was lucky for dealers to even have this Tom Ford. They do have other Tom Fords, but they have like the older ones, like the Black Orchid. No ma'am. They had Velvet Orchid. They had Portofino, Neroli Portofino or something like that. They had that one. They had all the older ones, okay? They did have this, but they did not have Eau de Parfum. They only had the Eau de Toilette version. So I am going to be on a hunt to find a sample of the Eau de Parfum version because I'm so intrigued. But these are the fragrances that I wore for this previous week. The Soleil Blanc, the La Nuit Nude, the Olympia Aqua, Eau de Toilette, as well as the Soleil Cristal, which you know is a no ma'am. She would not be added to my collection. And that is that. Okay, you guys, so this does sum up my scent talk episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would love to hear your feedback on Olympia Aqua, as well as hearing your feedback on the Soleil Cristal. I really want to know how you guys feel. So, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next episode of Scent Talk.